Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gridov.com. If you're new here, my name is Aluko. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to create this simple logo using Gridov.com. I'll navigate to Gridov.com. Then I'll just continue to my account because I have already signed up. So if you're not signed up, if you click on continue, it's going to take you to the sign up or the login page. So from the login page now you can navigate to the sign up. Then you should be able to create your account completely free. So I'll create a new design and I'll just use a YouTube thumbnail. Then I'll add a basic shape. This time it's going to be a triangle. Let me scale it. Then drag it to the center of my canvas like that. Then I want to divide this into 3 parts. So I'll use the Boolean operations to perform that. So I'll add another shape, which is going to be just a rectangle. Let me just change the color so that there is that contrast. I'm going to reduce the height. Then I will, of course, increase the width. Let me increase the width first, like that. Then while this rectangle is selected, I'll Control D to duplicate it. Then I'm just going to drag it to this point here. And then the other one, I will drag it to that point. It's just approximation. Like that. Then I will now perform the Boolean operations, which is just slicing this now into 3 parts. So I will select this rectangle, then hold shift, select the triangle, then there is a divide here, and that has divided it, but now the bottom part has automatically come on top. So I'm just going to right click, then send it backward. I'll send it backward again so that I'm able to select this other rectangle. Then I'll hold shift and select the lower part, and then divide again. So we now have 3 parts. Now I'll work on the top part so that I'm able to create those curves. I will select it, then right click, then edit the nodes so that I'm able to just add regular shapes here, or the shapes that I want, custom shape, not regular. Then I'm going to hold on this node and just drag it all the way there. And then I'm just going to make this smooth so that it's able to create a curve or an arc. Then drag it to the right. Okay, let me just drag it there and drag it this to the bottom. Like that. Then I'll also do some adjustments to the bottom one, which is this. So I'll just right click and stop nodes. Then first I just need to give this different colors so that I'm able to differentiate the sections that I'm trying to edit. So let me work with the middle. I'm going to right click, then edit nodes. Then I'm going to drag this all the way to the bottom, which is here. Like that. Then I will add another node here. Then just drag to the top a little. I'll smoothen it so that I'm able to create a curve here. Like that. So you just play with these nodes. You can create as many as possible, but working with a few is easier to, create a smoother curve. Then I'm going to right click and stop the nodes, then select the lower part of the triangle and right click, then edit nodes. So I'm going to just drag this to this section here, that is that node. And then this other one, I'll just put it here. And I'm going to smoothen it so that I'm able to create some curves. And then the lower part of this figure, I'll add a node and just drag it to the top. Then I'll also smoothen it on the right and use these anchors to just try to create a shape here. I will just drag this other node to that section. Then I'll add another here. First, it has to be selected, so I'll smoothen it. Then I'll just try to. Okay, it has one peg or whatever name you want to give to it. So I need to make it 2. So to achieve that, I'll first sharpen it, then smoothen, then the 2 will appear. So it gives me a lot of control because this is the shape that I want to create. Like that. And then we're almost there. I'm going to just enlarge this. Okay, let me add another node here and push this all the way. So I'll sharpen it, then smoothen. Like that. Then I will just continue playing with the nodes until I get the shape that I desire. I'm also going to enlarge this and move it to, okay, let me move it to the bottom a little. Like that. I'll stop editing the nodes for now. Then I'll select the middle section and edit its nodes. So this has to create some circle here. So I'm going to drag this all the way to the top, then add the node here and just drag it towards the center, but I will smoothen it. Then just enlarge it to play with it like that. I will add another anchor here so that it gives me a lot of control. That. Like that. Then I'll just stop editing the nodes and I'll click add this shape at the top or section or top section, then bring it to front. I'll also click the bottom one and bring it to front like that. Then I'll just continue playing with the nodes just to smoothen the curves. So let me get rid of this. I don't think I need it. No, I actually need it. So Control Z to bring it back, but I want to make it sharp. Yeah, like that, so that I'm able to achieve a straight line between this node and this other node. Then just drag this other one and try to make it shorter. Then I also need the top part to be smoother so that we don't have a very sharp joining point here. So I'll have to right click and stop editing the lower part, go back to the top and just edit these nodes again. So I'm going to add a node here and push this all the way. If you add a lot of nodes, it's going to be very difficult to control it. I mean, it's easy to control, but it's not easy to achieve a smooth curve or a shape. So let me disable the node editing. So this is much better. I'll come back to the bottom because this section here is very sharp. So I'll edit this node again. I'll be forced to just make this a smooth node. So sharpen first, then smoothen it like that. I'll just be careful so that I'll be able to achieve a straight line between these two nodes. Then I will adjust this. That it's much better. I will stop editing, then just go back to the top one and edit again. I will probably just bring this all the way down. Then I'll stop editing. I just want to make sure that this line is actually a straight line. And that, let me edit it again, just play with the nodes. I think I'll need the bottom one, this middle shape or section to, let me just deactivate this, select the middle, then edit nodes. I'll need this to move all the way so that I'm able to have enough room. So if I remove the editing and then I select the upper part, so I'm able to play with it like that without revealing the end of the lower node. I mean the lower section, like that. Yeah, this makes sense now. Then I'll just bring this to front and it's time for coloring. So to color this, I will start with the top, and the color that I want to use is, of course, I'll use the organic section, but you can as well use the linear. So for the organic part, I'm going to edit this first color. I want it to be 6F, that is the hex code, 6F U, and then 7D3. It's actually supposed to be C, not U, like that. So let me select this color, then I'll just enter the lower one. Will have the same color, but the darker version of it. So let me try to paste what I had copied. So copy pasting is not working for the color, so I'll be forced to type. So 6FC, then 73, like that. Then I'll just play with this selector to make it dark. Then I will just select outside. Then I'll activate the seeding. For some reason, the top color is not added into the seed, but it's okay. I'll just select it. Then I'll add its seed, 2 of them, and just drag them there. Then this needs to go, so I'll right click, then it goes away. And no, I don't need this, so I'll just right click. Sorry, let me remove that. So I'll drag this all the way towards the right, that. Then I will go ahead and do the coloring of this middle part as well. So I will select the organic. First color is going to be the same colors I've used in the top. So I'm going to select 6C, then F. Now it's 6FC. So it's supposed to be 6FC, then 73. Then I'll just enter. I'll do the same here. So let's use the hex code. So 6FC7D3. And enter, but using the color selector, I'll make it dark or darker like that. And then I'll enter. I'll activate the seeding. Select the top color, enter. Then I'll add its seed towards the bottom. I think that is enough for this section. Maybe let's select the lower color and add a seed here, but drag it towards the top left of that section. Then I'll deactivate the seeding. I'll go to the bottom section of the shape. Then I will just select the organic as well. So the first color, I'll edit the hex code, which is 6FC7D3. Enter. I'll do the same for this other color. So 6FC7D3. Then just to make it dark. And then enter. I'll activate the seeding. I'll select the top color and seed, I think here. Then just move this towards the top. I'll add more seeds like that. Then I'll deactivate the seeding. This shape here, I need to make minor adjustments. So I'll just edit the nodes. And I need this to move that. Then I'll just right click and stop editing nodes. And here goes our logo. You know, it's not perfect. If you spend much time trying to play with the nose and smoothen all the edges, then it's going to be perfect. It will look better. So I'll just add the text Luko, which is my name. So drag it to the bottom and just edit. For the font, I'm just going to select Comforter. Then just enlarge the text and probably just change the color a little bit. Yeah, as simple as that. So you can see that you can actually create a red logo using gridov.com completely for free. You only need to sign up so that at least you're able to track your account and you're able to track the projects that you've worked on. Thank you for taking your time to watch this video. See you in the next one.